Welcome to our English project. This project is made up of Paula Andrea, Dana Pinzon, Jose Herrera, Anderson Hernandez, and me, Oscar Forero. This project is about leaders and thinkers. And the question was, what is the reason for the success of great thinkers and leaders in the economic field? This research refers to the topic of leaders and thinkers, which are those people who, in one way or another, have changed the world due to their way of thinkers and desires to move forward. There are several types of leaders such as political, cultural, economic, social, among others. But as such, this research refers business, which today have been quite influential in society. The objectives of this project were understand the key to success in the business world, know the most important characteristics of a leader, analyze the pros and cons of starting an experienced company, find out what facts and leaders should have when starting a project, research what is the most important and what are the most important aspects to take into account when someone has the idea of starting a company or business. What most characterizes the leader is that they are good communicators, accept their errors, and take it as an learning experience. Humility, responsibility, empathy, straight vision, and motivation, which is very important for them.
Good morning, my name is Dana Pinzon and it was my turn to explain the survey to you. First of all, the objective of this survey was to find out whether people of Santander are willing to take the risk of starting a business, or whether they are less ambitious or more fearful when it comes to taking risks, and what type of business they consider less risky. For this, we asked the following 5 questions. 1. Do you think that you have to have a lot of money to create a company? And the most popular answer was depends. However, no also had a high percentage. 2. Do you believe that in your area there is an environment that promotes entrepreneurship? In this case, yes and no were completely polarized. 3. Do you know anyone who has started a business in the last 2 years? The most voted answer was yes. It could be deduced that people from Santander have a large social circle, and this in turn means less difficulty to relate with investment partners, suppliers, first customers, and in general more people to collaborate with, and they can feel even more motivated and guided if they wish to undertake. 4. If you support Colombian micro enterprises, how do you help them? The most voted was buying the products and sharing the social networks. Without a doubt, in Santander, there is a great sense of solidarity and empathy. 5. If you wanted to become entrepreneur, what would you focus on? It is possible that the most voted were food, textile industry, and technology because they are considered the most rentable. There was also demand in education and educational centers. Well, the overall conclusion of this survey is that Santander's people are defiant and risk-takers, important attitudes when it comes to entrepreneurship. It was also evident that there are a big number of micro-entrepreneurs. However, they may not be able to get off the ground due to strict government regulations and also due to desertion at the first failure.
We conducted an interview with a great interpreter with a lot of experienced engineer Gustavo Ruiz. Some of the questions and the answers he gave us were: first question. Gustavo Ruiz, with the current situation of the country, would you start a company or what advice would you give to the new generation? His answer was that a start business is very independent of the situation of the country. As long as you have a clean objective and purposes, we
Must
always see problem of the opportunities.
Second question. Do you think that anyone can succeed in the business world? If so, what are the factors that must be taken into account? His answer was: anyone can be a leader in business, but it depends on the individual and his or her ability to advance. The factors that must be taken into account are financial education and money management.
We all know the impact that COVID has generated. How much has it affected company and how has it impacted your company? Your answer is: the COVID has affected several specific companies due that required a great flow of the people to commerce center and commerce. In the case in the engineer Gustavo Ruiz, he has always used virtually a means of income. Fourth question. What advice would you give to the university students who want to start their own company, and according to your experience, is it a good
idea.
to start after the finishes the degree, or what you recommend? The advice I would give to the new generation is to focus on the things. If you can study and focus the company, all the better. Something is the very big and complex responsibility.
Second, there is no timetable. There, be disciplined. 4. Study and acquire knowledge for your company. Fifth, have a goal.
Y emprender es un camino muy, muy interesante, que se lo recomiendo. Así estén en la universidad, comiencen a empaparse, a educarse a nivel financiero, al manejo de los recursos, ¿sí? Los recursos no son para agotarlos, para gastarlos en sueños y me lo gasto en un carro, en eso, sino saberlos administrarlos para que esos mismos recursos pues le puedan aportar a ustedes una rentabilidad y llevarlos así a una estabilidad económica importante, que es al fin y al cabo a lo que se quiere llegar. Entonces, yo diría a los 35 años se pueden jubilar, sí, no es difícil. Es saber administrar los recursos y una que otra quiebra, que es importante. El fracaso es importante como lección de vida para crecer un poco más.
Like a hurricane to my heart, to far away. See the lights on the other side. I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there.
Another important part of our project was the creation of an Instagram page called Business Growth. Mainly, it is based on the tips that some successful leaders offer us to be great entrepreneurs in the business world, and it is a support page for anyone who wants to dedicate to that. In addition to that, on this page you can find interesting phrases, the infographic we made, the logo, the case to have an opportunistic business, the things that usually happen to someone who is still in his comfort zone and how to get ahead and deal with it. You can also find management tools such as address, control, and organize. And in his part, we can see the 5 leaders in which we mainly focus, and then we will give a brief summary of what each of them recommended us. Jeff Bezos. He is the founder and CEO of the online retailer Amazon. He has been the richest man in the world for 4 years in a row. Of all the advice he gives, he points out that the most important thing is the customer. He also explains that his company never focused exclusively on the gain with the competition, because when the competition focused on him and he focused on the customer, then he was doing very well. Milton Friedman. He was an American economist, statistician, and intellectual who, in 1976, received the Nobel Prize in Economics for his contributions in the fields of consumptive analysis, history, and monetary theory, and for his demonstration of the complexity of stabilization policy, and considers that the most important thing is to take advantage of the benefits of international trade. Peter Albeiro. He is a very famous Colombian comedian. He is also an entrepreneur and gives advice to succeed in these fields, such as opening a successful business requires investment, commitment, and knowledge, and often many failures. Another is to fall in love with what you do and also to work hard with honesty, passion, and consistency.
Taking into account all the tips and the advice given Engineer Gustavo Ruiz, we can say that who manages money properly and has a vision to deliver can be a great lead. Is the clean example of the engineer Rodolfo Hernandez, who started in the construction company from the start and managed to become mayor of Bucaramanga in 2016 and 2018.
Roberto Moreno. He is one of the largest home builders in Colombia. In addition to having implemented biosecurity protocols, he seeks to devise formulas to maintain the cures of his company. The most important thing for him is to think that he urban must seek a healthy balance with the environment so that your team can transcend in time.
Hello, good morning. My name is Paula Manrique. In this part, I will explain the infographic about the 5 most important strategies for business success. The first strategy is always keep control of finances, and the second, pay attention to advertising, because planning is the starting point to establish short and long-term objectives. Advertising manages to influence consumer habits and motivate the purchase of a product. There, never neglect your client. It's declared that without customer there are no sales, and without sales there is no business. The 4, empower the team. Establish career plans for your collaborators who feel that they can grow professionally in your company. And finally, set goals. The greater the transparency of the plan to be followed, the less will be the misunderstandings within the team, with customers and business stakeholders. Conclusions. The value of EASH economic theory and thinking through the years up to the present time lies in the fact that we apply it in our daily life. It improves our capabilities both in the workplace and social, makes us more competent, able to lead and carry out any business.
Thank you for your attention. This was the presentation of our project. Bye everyone.